to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little book review. I have 4 books here, and these are all books that I borrowed from the library. Most of the books I read I borrow from the library. Sometimes I purchase them, and but for the most part I like to read whatever is at the library. I am not somebody who is extremely picky about my genres. I pretty much will read anything, mostly nonfiction. I like to read spiritual, self-help, psychology type books. I also really love to read a good romance every now and then. I love fantasy. I love thriller, mystery. I love it all. So I have a few books here, and I'm just gonna give you my rating. I'm gonna tap on them, and hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully this video encourages you to visit your local library and to take advantage of its resources and to take advantage of your beautiful mind and your ability to read. So let's get started. I'm gonna start off strong with one of my favorite books that I've read in terms of spiritual self-help. My fingers. Spiritual self-help, spiritual growth books. This is one of my faves. This is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I really loved this book. This book, to preface, you would have to be into this stuff. This is not a book that I would recommend to a beginner who wants to start reading spiritual books and who is just getting into self-help and whatnot, because honestly a lot of the stuff he says is going to seem very kooky if you're not already into it. Maybe it won't. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but the moral story is that this book was really good. Out of 10, I would literally give it a 9. The only reason why it's missing 1 point is just I think it got a little bit repetitive, and therefore maybe like a little bit boring. The very last I think 5 pages I just skimmed through because I was like, okay, Sarah, you've been saying the same thing a lot. So yeah, but this book is really good. It is all about the power of now, if you could not tell, and it's a really beautiful book. It's all about staying present and the power that giving your attention to the present moment, the power that has in your life for you to be able to overcome challenges. And I don't know, I thought it was so beautiful. And what I really liked is that I had taken a class in college that was called The Philosophy of Time. And I really liked that class, and I remember we were learning about people who considered themselves presentists and how the present moment is the only moment that exists, and how that, when I was in college, was really life-changing for me, really helped me before I even believed in spiritual growth and knew about it. It really helped me gain more satisfaction and be able to kind of overcome my mind a little bit. So I really like this book, and I would recommend. Next we have a classic. Let's see, it's a classic. This is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, and I'm now realizing that these are backwards of my phone camera, but it's okay. We live and we learn. But this is Fahrenheit 451. This is a book that you may be familiar with. Maybe you read it in school. I never did. I had coworkers that read it with their students, and whenever I go to the library, I like to read at least one classic. Whenever I get a haul, I love to read at least one classic, to be knowledgeable on the classics and whatnot. So I picked up this book. I had never read it. I really liked it. I see why it became a classic. I think it was also very for the times. I mean, the book is about not so much censorship as it is more the decline of intellectual curiosity and our willingness to kind of take the easy way out with our brains, and so it just kind of goes into that. And I thought it was good. Out of 10, I would probably give it a 6 or a 7. The forbidden numbers. I would cut that part out. I would just give the book a 6 or a 7, because I don't know, it didn't necessarily entice me. I kind of finished it because I was just wanting to finish it, and yeah, I don't know. I wasn't totally in love, but I see why it's a classic, and I did enjoy. Next, we have Then She Was Gone. Then She Was Gone, gone. Okay. This book was really good. I really liked it. Yeah, I liked it. At some point, I think the plot became a little predictable. I think her method of foreshadowing kind of gave away a little too much. So at some point I was able to predict what was going to happen, but you know what? I still really like this book because I feel like the scenario in the book, it's really not something that is impossible from happening in real life, and it did leave me, even though I was able to kind of predict what was going to happen, it did leave me disturbed. And I feel like that's definitely the point. That's part of the point when you're making like a thriller mystery sort of novel. So I liked it. I also think the style of the book was very cool. There was a lot of different POVs. You got to see into a lot of the characters' minds, and I think that aspect was really beautiful because I love that stuff. I prefer to read in first person point of view always. I prefer it over third person. So yeah, I actually just found this book randomly at the library, and then on TikTok, right when I finished it, my super spy agent definitely knew because I was rating it on Goodreads, which I could have my Goodreads linked below if you would like to check that out and see what I'm reading. But yeah, I saw it on TikTok, and this was on there as like must-read thrillers for the Halloween season. So yeah, I really liked it. I would give it probably an 8 out of 10, only because it was a little bit predictable. I was able to predict what happened, but it was still interesting with the way it was written. It was still really interesting seeing it unfold, and the way that the information was laid out for you, I think, was just really cool and really interesting. So yeah, so I liked this book, but it definitely left me a little bit disturbed. I was kind of like, okay, you know? And last but not least, we have The Heart Goes Last by Margaret Atwood. Okay. I love Margaret Atwood. Alright. I really have only been an avid reader for, I would say, the past 2 years. So I don't really have a lot of favorite authors because I was just kind of reading whatever I saw on TikTok. I was reading whatever I find at the library. But Margaret Atwood is an author that I have actually gone back and really wanted to read her work over and over. I first read one of her most recent works. It's called Old Babes in the Wood, and it was a collection of short stories that she wrote fairly recently. I think it was from 2022 or 2023, so not that old. And yeah, that one was really good. It had a lot of really cute short stories. There was a lot of stories where you basically watch like a couple grow old together and one of them passes away, and it was really sad, and I literally cried when I read one of the short stories where she talks about after the husband dies. I literally cried because it was just so beautiful. But I really like Margaret Atwood. I like that she has a very unique writing style. I love the fact that, so I read a few books by her. I've read, I think, about like 5 or 6, and I love the fact that they're never like similar or the same. Like, all of her books are so different. They have such different vibes, and they're always so unique. I've never read anybody write anything like her, and I really love this book, which I was disappointed because, did I write this book? I think I gave it an 8 out of 10. I was disappointed because I go on Goodreads oh my gosh, sorry, I got a phone call. I go on Goodreads after I finished it and I go to rate it, and a lot of people were hating on my girl Margaret, which to an extent I understand. I don't want to give anything away just in case this inspires you to go and read the novel, but I understand where they were coming from. I still think it was really cool. It definitely had me a lot more on my toes in the beginning. This also too was something that the book is not that old, I believe. Let's see. I think it's from 2015. So it also felt like something that could be very realistic and very, like I could see this happening to me. As the story progresses, you no longer feel that way. And the truth is that the story does take some weird and wild turns. I'll give it that. But I'm still going to give this an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed every minute of this book, and I really, really liked it. And I just really, really liked the way it was written, the fact that I felt like I could feel the character's emotion. The plot was a little bit crazy, but yeah, I don't know. I really like this book. This is actually the one I'm reading right now, Mad Adam. Also found it at the library. But yeah, so I'm going to give it, I think I said, what, an 8 out of 10? I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Not bad. I always think it's so interesting when the hardcovers from the library have like the plastic wrapping on it. But yeah, so that is my review of these 4 books. I really enjoyed my time reading them. I don't know how long I've been reading these for. I think I read these over the span of like maybe a month and a half. So yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that this was relaxing. I'm grateful for your attention, and I really hope that you feel inspired to visit your local library and to start reading. Like I said, really only started reading about 2 years ago, and it was mostly just because I started to notice the negative effects that being on my phone so much had on my brain, and it's really been like life-changing for me. I know a lot of people think it's boring. I don't disagree. Sometimes it can be boring, but it's kind of the same with TV shows. Like, if you don't really like the show, you're not going to be as interested in finishing the series. And I feel like it's the same with books. Like, if you don't like the book, I always say if you get 30 pages in and you still don't like it, toss it, which is why I love the library, because it's free. So I hope that you guys go visit the library. I hope that you read. If you are an avid reader, please let me know some suggestions. Like I said, I'm really not super picky on the genre. I am very open to a lot of genres. So yeah, but anyways, have a beautiful day. I send you peace, and thank you for watching. Bye.